today we have a fantastic panel to help us explore how AI is transforming the workforce, how we as professionals can prepare for the unknown, for unexpected and unbelievable, with AI as partner and AI as a challenge both. So Siddharth sir, we talk so much about upskilling in AI, learning new tools and staying ahead with tech. But what about human side of things? In the world which is driven by algorithms and automation, what do you think soft skills like empathy, communication, adaptability, and critical thinking play a role? Do you think we are underestimating these values in the high-tech future?
A brilliant question. So we are talking about AI from the morning, and we know AI is the superpower. It's going to change everything and how we do the things. But rightly pointed out, there are skill sets which still have, I think, so more important than what they were before. So previously we used to say, hey, if you are 70%, 80% technical and 20% you have good soft skills, you will still be able to survive in the market or do well. But with AI, that is going to drastically change. It will reverse. It will be now 60-70% will be on your soft skills, and 20-30% will be the technical skills which will come into picture. So now, what are soft skills? You talk about communication, as previously we just seen in the presentation. It's all about you are communicating or not. Language is not that kind of an issue, because now the GPT models, they understand Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, doesn't matter. But are you able to communicate comfortably? Are you able to communicate confidently? That is what it all boils down to. You would have seen in your projects, like in my days, I used to say, like, hey, काम तो सारा मैंने किया है, पर मेरा colleague आया, उसने एक अच्छी सी presentation दी और आज वो lead कर रहा है. That used to happen in college, that happens in corporate, and will keep happening. What defines that is not a partiality, that's the soft skills. So that is something we need to worry about and be prepared for it. The next point is leadership. We have been talking about AI, but can AI calm an irritated customer? Can AI motivate your team? No, that is where the humans come into picture. And with that, the humans and the empathy of the factor will make the AI work. Think about it, someone gets diagnosed with a cancer and he just has a month left, and this is news is taken by AI, just in a flat tone. That will not work. You need doctors to say that in a proper manner to him to make him realize what is happening. That's where the empathy comes up. So the things are changing, and it will be very important with these soft skills. The adaptability is another one when I think about it. If you are not adapting to your environment, to the new processes, to the new technologies, and you still say, hey, the things will keep working as is, they won't. So you have to work toward these skill sets when technology is changing very fast.
Thank you, Siddharth. And as rightly mentioned, leadership, adaptability, communication, these skills can't be replaced by AI. Acquiring these skills and performing with these skills, but these soft skills are important along with the tech.
One quick thing, just wanted to add what Siddharth has told. So a small example that the jobs we are seeing in the AI, for example, the prompt engineering, I hope everyone knows about it. The soft skills are the main key area which would cover basically prompt engineering part. So prompt engineers, what they will do, they will just write the prompts, the perfect kind of prompts which would give me the desired output. And the desired output shall be actually for your use case and your business use case basically. So that is also a part of soft skill basically. So that's where you need to imbibe all the soft skills, whatever everyone has talked about from morning. So I think that's all. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rajat. And Vishu, I have one question for you. Traditionally, career growth meant climbing the ladder from, I will say, starting software engineer to manager to director to VP. But with AI reshaping everything, the ladder looks like a jungle gym. If the rules have changed, what is the new playbook for growth? Should people be thinking about job titles or should focus on skills and projects and personal branding? So what are your thoughts about it?
Well, certainly the way AI is evolving and the enhancements is going on within the AI sector itself, we are right now at the stage where things are evolving and transforming in human labor. The way AI is evolving, it is also changing the dynamics of current job profiles. Traditionally, the job profiles are very much rigid. They are like task-based. But as we are getting used to with the AI and human collaborated norms, the horizon for the roles and responsibilities, I believe, have expanded a lot. The profiles are not limited to certain roles now. I mean, if we take an example of a marketing person, now they can easily create campaigns, they can generate campaigns, they can do data analytics over it. So certainly the profiles are getting more dynamic and fluid. And to keep up with that norm, certainly we have to get with the mindset of future adaptability. That is, I would say, the primary requirement here, because the technology is advancing and we need to understand that even if there is some advanced technology right now available, it will get outdated in no time. So that adaptability mindset is very much required there. Along with that, we need to make sure that we are very much fluent with the digital world around there. With that digital world, we need to integrate our AI skills. From AI skills, I really mean the professional or even the students. They must know that if they are using any AI tool, what are the limitations of those tools? What are the limitations of those LL models? Understanding how these tools are helping you and how these tools are processing the data behind is what very much required. Along with that, definitely we need to reinvent ourselves, because again, things are changing very much rapidly. We need to re-evaluate, we need to reinvent our skill sets. So again, with our adaptive mindset, digital fluency, and along with the reinvention in our skill set, it is very much required to get through with the age of AI.
Just to add on to this, I believe this is the best time which can ever happen for entrepreneurship. So if any one of you wants to start something of your own, this is the best time. Creating an agent, launching it in the market on a SaaS-based model, amazing opportunity awaits. And second is, trust me, you guys are passing at the right time, because what your seniors would have done 20 years ago doesn't matter anymore. With AI, it's a level playing field for everyone. They are also learning, you are also learning. So if you can step up, I think so now no one cares about that hierarchy. They might be 20 years seniors from you on the A side, but if you adopt fast, you can be at the same level. Companies are following that pizza structure where hierarchies are being broken. So it's more about skill set, and AI is a new thing which is giving an equal level field to everyone. So guys, this is your opportunity now.
Yeah, thank you. I will also like to add one thing here, that when it comes to career or when it comes to success, right? I've experienced with people around me and in IBM that if you are in top 10% of whatever you are doing, whether you are doing a leadership role, whether you are doing a IT role, whether you are doing a manager role, but if you are at top 10% of your workforce, you are successful. And then leadership is not just about titles. What I've seen in IBM, people can grow technically, people can grow in the management role, right? So even if you don't take a leadership role, so-called manager where you are managing team, but you can be a distinguished engineer, you can be a fellow, while following your passion of being technically savvy and staying technically deep professional, right? So my thumb rule or my, I will say, advice is that whatever you do, be in top 10% of your area, and then you are a leader anyhow.
And
Yeah.
one more quick addition, what Siddharth has told, that this is the right time. So I just want to add one more thing. This is the right college as well. I came here for the first time, but what I have communicated with the professors over here, the kind of opportunities, the kind of learning opportunities they are giving here, I don't think it is happening in many colleges in nearby areas. So this is a great opportunity. Please take a benefit of it and move ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajat. Rajat, now a question for you. We all know AI can process data at a lightning speed, but when it comes to judgment, nuances, ethics, can it really go solo? Why do you think human oversight will always be essential, no matter how advanced AI gets? And how do we design our systems where the human is in the loop and it is not just a safety net, but a core part of responsible AI?
Okay, thank you for the question. So I would say that we all are talking about artificial intelligence, that this is changing the world basically these days. So this is automating everything, automating your data, giving you a huge data insights and all, and ultimately automating other things like from your smartphones to auto driver cars and all, which maybe Mr. Abhishek has also talked about in last session. But while everything is happening at this time, we need to think around that ultimately whatever machines can do, however intelligent machines would be, ultimately human insights are required. Without human oversight, there would always be problems. Reason being because, first of all, it is ultimately a machine. There are algorithms which are written in the background, but ultimately AI can't do the judgments. So the emotional judgments or moral judgments, AI is unable to do. So ultimately, that is the human who need to take care of those particular aspects. AI would just run the commands, would just run the algorithms which we have written, ultimately in the background, and they will not tell you that what is right or what is wrong. Ultimately, that judgment needs to be done by a human only. So that's where human insight is really required. In addition, if we talk about the AI is only good on the basis of what data it has been trained. So if we are using the public AI or private AI, whatever kind of data it is having, only that kind of, on the basis of that data, it would respond. For example, we have seen in the news as well some time back that people were generating Aadhaar cards from ChatGPT. So that was kind of Elon Musk Aadhaar card they have generated, and Prime Minister Modi Aadhaar card they have generated. So that is kind of the fraud level which is happening due to these things. But ultimately, these needs to be cut down by the human oversight only. That's the only way how we can do that. Apart from that, as I was talking about data, that it is feeding the data only. Generally, we are talking about the chatbots. I hope everyone have used the chatbots in the customer service and Zomato or some other apps basically. So those are AI chatbots only. So ultimately what it is doing, that when you are putting a query, it is searching a database in the background, searching the FAQ articles and all in the background and fetching the data and showing it to you. So that data ultimately someone needs to own, and that is again a human. So the example we can take from the movie Three Idiots, I think everyone has seen. So in that there was a speech by Chatur Ramalingam. So that speech was basically data was changed in the background by Amir Khan, and ultimately that speech became really bad. So that's what can happen in AI if you change the data, or data is biased or wrong. Ultimately, it can impact in a huge way, which needs to be oversighted by the human only. That's the only thing. Then apart from that, we need to see about the context as well. Because generally when we are talking to each other, so there are different religions, there are different places, and in India we are having different places and different languages, etc. And everyone is having different kind of tone of speaking, and context changes with that. So for example, one person is doing a joke in his language or something, someone can take it as offensive and someone can take it as the normal joke as well. So ultimately, that is again a differentiation which AI can't do as of now. That ultimately needs to be done by human only. At the same time, the most important part is that someone need to take the accountability as well. When everything is AI-based machines would be there, AI-based processes would be there. Someone need to take the accountability. I think before the session, I was talking with Siddharth, and we were discussing about the auto driver cars. So those cars ultimately are running. You are booking via the cab, booking via Uber or something, and ultimately driving. But if something bad happens, some accident happens, something bad happens, ultimately some human need to take the accountability. So that's where I feel that while AI is doing great, but AI certainly can't have these kind of features like emotional intelligence, the moral judgment, etc. So ultimately, a human oversight is really required to make it successful. Thank you.
Would you like to add something?
Yeah, just to add on to that side of things, I think, see, AI is all working on the data, but humans are known for innovation. Will that innovation come from the AI is something we need to think about very seriously, because you can always see the trend and predict the future, but then the innovations happen when you don't lean back to the previous data, you look into the future. If someone would have seen the previous data, then we would have still been in the cloud computing world and we would have never evolved into the AI. The AI would have never come up. That was someone's idea which bring into the AI side of things. So for me, that human nature of innovation can never be replaced by AI. That's why AI will always require a human to innovate and keep up.
Yeah. Thank you, Siddharth. If human sight is not there, the things can go awry. Right? So human sight is very, very important. ChatGPT, you can try yourself. Sometimes simple mathematical sums like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, it can give wrong answers. Right? So we can't trust everything which is coming from AI. Try some different mathematical formulas and it will give wrong answers. Right? So it's not about just believing AI blindfoldedly. You shall trust, you shall have right sources and verify it. So I will say trust unless proven otherwise. So verify the information which is coming from AI, and for that we need humans. So that is my experience. Coming from industry, I have seen that people have to get into litigation, people have to boycott some of the websites because the wrong information was coming. Because when we have AI so easily available, we don't know the source of data. And if we, yeah.
Yeah, so funnily, an incident happened with me 3 days back on the similar lines. So I invested in a company and they gave me all the paperwork. There were around 40 documents. So I, being smart, put all the 40 documents in ChatGPT and asked, hey, tell me how much percentage I'm getting of this company and what's the Series C priority funding looks like. It gave me all the results. I was shocked because it was not as per my expectations. I took a screenshot, shared it with that guy that, hey, I invested on some other terms. This document says something else. I'm not going to sign. I said, hey, ChatGPT is smart, but it's not smart like me. Tell ChatGPT to look into this section 4.2 and see what it says. I say, hey, ChatGPT seems like you're wrong. Read section 4.2, this says something else. And the reply came, yeah, I'm sorry. You are right. Your priority C funding is way more better than priority B funding and all, Series B funding. So ChatGPT can be absolutely wrong, and using it in investment decisions and litigations, you need to go with experts. It can give you an idea to get a head start with, but yes, you need to expert. That's where human comes into picture.
Thank you. Now question for Praveen. Praveen, the pace at which AI is evolving means the learning can't stop at college, right? Learning is just like a lifestyle. In this new AI economy, how do you think we have to redefine education? What kind of learning models or mindset will help people stay future ready? And not just once, but all over again.
So continuous learning, we are hearing this word from morning actually. So
Yeah.
continuous learning is nothing new. I mean, we are doing it for last I think at least myself is doing this for last 20 years, I can say, because whatever we are reading in this university or when we are in college, it's just an entry point to get a job. But the university courses, what they are teaching us, they are just creating the base for us, right? Ultimately, they are creating the foundation for us. But if we want to build a house, we have to put some bricks on top of that, right? So that bricks is your continuous learning. Now, with the evolution of AI, in this particular AI age, what I can say that changes are happening, rapidly. So initially, like Abhishek was saying in the previous discussion as well, that he has seen almost like 6 or 7 technological changes in last 20 years. I have also seen the same thing, like Kubernetes was there, cloud was there, we have seen HTML5, lot of changes we have seen. Every 5 years or 4 years, we were seeing these kind of changes. Now, after this, large language model came into picture, we are seeing that these changes are happening every 1 or 2 years. So at AWS, at least we are seeing like some product is getting obsolete. Suddenly we are getting to know that, some new features has been added. We don't know that feature, like, which has came. So like every day or every month we are seeing like, a lot of changes are happening. So what I am knowing right now will become obsolete in next 6 months or 1 year. I mean, the pace at which I'm seeing these changes are happening. So what we can do now, we need to have a mindset that changes will happen, and changes will happen at a rapid pace. We have to do some kind of self-audit. Like, when I came to industry, every 2 years or 3 years, I was doing this self-audit. Okay, so I need to learn data, I need to learn AI, I need to learn, microservice design pattern, all these things. And not only technical skills, we can say like we have to also learn those soft skills, because when we grow into this corporate ladder, we need to have those management skills, those communication skills as well. So having a mindset of accepting the change is going to help you. Now again, if let's say you can identify the gap, what is the gap there, then what I will suggest, like, you can't go to university for for every gap. So what you need to do, like, go for some micro credential courses, like, there are certificate courses available. There are some boot camps also, which is provided by a company like us also, Microsoft also, Google also. There are other CSP providers also provide these kind of certification courses and boot camps. So just join them, do some hands-on, and just accept that these kind of changes are happening, these kind of changes will happen, the speed will change. I mean, right now it's 6 months or 12 months, we'll feel like in future it may happen in 3 months as well. So I can just suggest that learning is part of life now. Like every day you are eating 2 or 3 meals, you have to put 1 hour for your learning and do the learning, I mean, for your entire career. That's what I can just say.
Yeah, will any one of you like to add?
Well, certainly in the previous session, Sir mentioned that he had been reinventing himself every 10 years. Certainly with the enhanced AI, with the help of AI, we can definitely reinvent and upskill ourselves within span of 3 to 5 years. And it moreover, like, we might have to do that to keep ourselves updated. So again, yes, continuous learning is something which is going to be indispensable for every professional coming up, every student to get updated and adapt with the future technologies.
Thank you, Vishu. But I will also like to add one thing. Do you know that 300 years back, a person who consumed information or data in 15 years, we are consuming that information in 1 day. So if that is what the information overload today is, because of so many sources, and that is what is, I will say, impacting our attention span. I will say, when we say we have to adapt, we have to unlearn to learn, right? We have to very right things that we have a mindset to adapt, but at the same time, we shall also see what to learn and what not to learn, right? What information to consume and what not to consume, and how to stay focused in a right manner. Because there is so much of information overload today. Validate the right source of information and validate the information you want to consume at your terms and conditions, not just randomly. So I will say this is really being a big, I will say, distractor in my life today. Whether it is an email, whether it is a customer call, whether it is just an email or Slack or WhatsApp notification, it is impacting the productivity to a greater extent.
And it's going to get worse with data creating the data.
Yes.
right? As of now, the humans were creating this data. When the data starts getting created with data, you can think the mess, how big a mess it will be.
And when I read, it was an eye-opener that an average man who consumed data in 15 years, we are consuming in one day.
Just to add, on a lighter note, so on the music side, if we talk about, or I would say the videos and all, which are being generated within seconds now.
Yeah.
So music industry is kind of that music they are producing by so much effort of musicians, the lyrics, etc. Now what is happening, I was also surprised. I have tried some time back, the first time, Suno.ai, I think many of you must have seen, use that. So I have just given one small prompt of 4 words. And within I would say 30 seconds, it has given me complete song.
Wow.
With a completely new music, completely new voice, completely new lyrics. So nothing was repeated, nothing was available in the market ever, but it is happening within seconds. Same for the videos. So if you generate the images and from images to videos, ultimately within seconds you are able to generate those things. So that is also one more thing to relate, that how the data overloading is happening. So already we are talking about the example you have taken, that within one day the information of 15 years we are consuming. So now what would happen in future basically, when the data is multiplying like anything every second?
So
Thank you.
what to learn, when to learn, and how much to learn is also important along with unlearning. So Siddharth, a question for you. We often ask what AI can do, but the more important question is what it should do. Same thing, as AI system get embedded deeper into our lives, who is responsible for making sure they are fair, transparent, and accountable? Do you see AI ethics emerging as a full-fledged career path?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt in that. So, for me, the best analogy will be consider AI as that powerful car, which is fast, impressive, powerful, but without a responsible driver, it's going to crash. So, ethics is that steering wheel which will ensure it moves into the right direction, and it's going to be a very serious career path opportunity. On the ethics side of it, if you talk about ethics, we can divide into key focus area. Let's talk about fairness. Is AI fair? If you start talking to an AI politically, you will see it will start giving you answers which are more aligned towards a particular ideology, which means it's not fair, it's biased, it's getting discriminated. That's where an ethics person comes into picture and say, no, this is not great, we need to fix it up. When Spotify even launched their app with the AI, what AI started doing was, started giving suggestions of all the male artists. The female artists were not coming at the top. And that was again a bias, which AI did. That's where the fairness manager come into picture. Even a tech giant, they started parsing the resumes automatically with AI. And what happened? For all the coding jobs, AI was not looking at the female resumes. It was not giving them equal weightage. Again, that's where a fairness manager come into picture. So that's where the fairness come into picture. Think about transparency. Now, AI is approving the loans. They approve it, they reject it. And someone's loan gets rejected just because of the name, or region, or religion, or gets rejected without even an answer, or why it was rejected, because no one knows. AI rejected it up. That's a very serious issue. We need a transparency manager for that, which is actually going to be a post. We talked about accountability. Who takes accountability? The conversation I was having with Rajat was, suppose I hired an Uber and sat in the back seat with Uber was a driverless car. So it was a driverless car and it met with an accident. Who gets the responsibility? Me, who booked an Uber, Uber company, or the AI software, or the Toyota brand on which I was sitting, or the developer who was building that AI? There's no clear answer for that. We need an accountability manager who ensures that who is accountable for the mess which is happening. Then we talk about privacy. The fake videos which are getting created, the voiceovers which are coming up. Every day my employees gets a message or a video link saying, hey, I need money. Can you give it up with some stupid names, or even giving images of their father, mother, their friends and all. Who draws a line? Who looks after what is being heard, what is not being heard, and how we can look into that. So this is going to be a very serious matter, and it will open a plethora of jobs where you will be seeing people who will ensure there is no bias, there is no discrimination, it's all fairness, its accountability is there, everything is measured, and also, yes, it's going to be a very serious thing in the future.
Thank you, Siddharth. And recently I was having a meeting with CIO of one of my customers. And as usual, I was pitching my AI solutions of IBM. Then he was saying, Deepika, I know that this AI is built on my organization data. So source is clear. But I'm not still confident where this AI information is going out, where the data is going out of the organization. So, and that concerns are coming from how data is used in AI. So for that, I will say the fairness, transparency, integrity, drift, all this has taken care. And organizations have built solutions. Like even IBM has a solution called watsonx.governance, which takes care of compliance of all the models you are creating to use for AI. And Infosys, I'm not sure how many have seen the note by CIO of Infosys, where they have used watsonx.governance for Infosys AI solutions.
And that's where those positions like compliance manager, governance manager, privacy manager, all
Yes.
comes into the picture.
So these are the roles
So
coming
these are the roles which are coming up, which didn't exist few months back. But with AI, they are all over the place and everyone needs them. And similarly, when you start working on the AI, these are things you need to keep in mind. That there's no drift, there's no biasness, there's no hallucination happening when you're building your own agents, own products, and in the market.
I need to add this another point, that there is this other side to privacy as well, that since we are engaging too much with these AI tools, that prior to this, privacy was all about our personal information, like our Aadhaar card number, our phone numbers, email addresses. But now we are getting more personal with these AI tools, and they are generating our behavior, they are generating our pattern. And brands have started selling these patterns and these behaviors, which is what I believe is very much intimate for a human being itself. So we definitely need people in industry who are there to safeguard those private, intimate data, our pattern, our behavior, how we are reacting to certain things. So for that also, we definitely need to inculcate our wisdom and morale to these AI tools as well.
I will say it's a very real and very, I will say, freaky that you talk about something. If today I talk about KIT in my conversation, and tomorrow I will see 10 sponsored ad of KIT on my phone. If I talk about just, okay, I want to get a shoe rack, and then my Instagram will start showing shoe racks and almiras. And so you haven't even searched about a shoe rack, right? So that is what I will say, again, the fairness, integrity and all, that you are not, I will say, so secure that speaking a one word out of your mouth when your phone is in hand and your data goes 10 places, right? And then it start pushing. So pushing advertisement is one part, but what freaks me out is where this data is going out of my home.
So I will give you an example of not even speaking. So what happened? In US, I have a client, I was talking to them. He said, my insurance premium has increased threefold. You know why? The reason is he owns a smart car. So that car is recording his driving skills when he breaks a red light, what time he starts, how much he drives in the night after coming from a pub with the GPS tracking. And they have given him a 3 times insurance, because when you think no one is watching you, the car which you're driving is noting down everything, which shortcuts you took, which wrong ways you moved, where was U-turn was not allowed and you took a U-turn. It's noting everything, and your premium is now 3 times because of that. So you are being watched from everywhere, which you can't even imagine. That's the harsh reality of today.
And then the jobs can be around that you can see how you can safeguard a personal identity of people and personal space of people. So Praveen, the question for you, with AI lowering entry barriers and enabling people to work from anywhere, we are seeing massive shift towards freelancing and gig economy. In your view, how is AI reshaping what is meant to be a freelancer?
Of course, we know, like, most of the thing can be automated using those large language model. But one thing we are missing, that it is also increasing, it is also increasing the productivity of development. If let's say I was taking 10 days to develop a particular feature, now I will be taking, let's say, 1 day or lesser than that. So, suppose if I am a freelancer, if I have to work on, let's say, 2 or 3 projects, initially I was taking, let's say, 6 months to develop those 2 or 3 projects. With the help of these large language models or these, GenAI products, okay, I can develop it in lesser time. So what that means, that being a freelancer, I can earn more because I can now take more, project, okay. And as fellow panelist had said, like, it's a very good time to start your own, startup, because ultimately why we are only focusing on job. We have seen, like, in India last 10 years, lot of startups has opened, okay. Now, in order to start a startup, of course, you need a MVP, minimum viable product, okay. Initially, it was taking a lot of time to develop these kind of product. Now, with the help of Gen AI or AI products, okay, you can develop it in, let's say, not in years, you can develop it in months, okay, a very good quality product you can build it. So, if you start a startup, the cost will be lesser, of course, and time to market will be, quite fast. So, what I can say, like, Gen AI, of course, taking some job away, but also giving you some boon that, you can have your own business. For freelancers, like, if someone is a full stack developer or is a very good solution architect who know, like, how end-to-end things work, okay, they can utilize this AI tools quite effectively. They know what kind of architecture they have to follow, what kind of code they have to generate. They can audit the code itself, and they can do the freelancing. Even if you go to the Western countries or some of the developed countries, okay, people are actually, most of the people want to do freelancing now. They are not worried about their regular jobs, like 9 to 5 kind of job. They just want to do freelancing because ultimately it is giving them more money. And with the advent of this AI tools, you can do this. Even whether you are sitting at India or whether you are sitting at America, you have access to, all the tools right now. In India, we have all seen, like, there are broadbands available in tier 2 city or tier 3 cities as well, right? Someone was also asking, like, I'm from tier 3 colleges as well. Whether you are from tier 2 college, whether you are from tier 3 college, whether you are from tier 2 city or tier 3 city, everyone has access to all these tools. The only thing what you can do right now is, like, how you have to learn is, like, how to effectively use these kind of tools. And when you learn it, you will earn it. I can just say, being a freelancer or being an entrepreneur, this is the best time. Gen AI is definitely helping freelancers and startup ecosystem.
Yeah, thank you, Praveen. I will say last question.
Just 1 second. I would like to add on. Guys, AI or not AI, this is the best opportunity for you to freelance at this stage of your life, because, like, you are in all college. The biggest problem you have is you don't understand the business problems because you don't have it real time. But when you start doing freelancing, you start getting the business problems because someone is paying you to get the things done which they want to get it done in their company. So you get a real world exposure of what's going to come at tremendous value when you go into the interviews. If you want to become an entrepreneur, it gives you a right confidence and what skill sets are required. So that also helps. So this will be the right opportunity to see what business wants. Don't chase money. Money is a byproduct of the skill. You will have skills, money will automatically come. That's not the matter. What matters is getting that exposure, which with freelancing you can easily get it up, and with AI you can do wonders. There might be companies who don't understand AI, who are not imbibing AI. They might be spending 5 days to do something, which you guys can help them to do that in 5 hours. That's an experience learned for you. That's a time saving for them. It's a win-win for everyone.
Thank you, Siddharth. And you can see from the board, 3 of the panelists are founders, right? So this is the era of entrepreneurship. So we know that we don't know what jobs exist, right? So there it says some things you know, right? Some things you know that you know, some things you know that you don't know, right? But there are so many things you don't know that you don't know, right? So for example, I know that I know driving. Okay, I know that I can't fly plane, but there are so many things around me which I don't know that I don't even know. So this is about the new jobs in AI. We don't know what jobs can become obsolete in 2 years, right? You have seen seed is getting obsolete, right? You have seen hotels, I will say, for vacation purpose getting not obsolete, but I will say getting reduced. People are moving to Airbnbs, people are going to Uber. So all these have disrupted industry. So for right now, we don't know what is inside future, but certainly there are skills which can be absolutely crucial for our future workforce. So Rajat, I will like to understand which are the skills which our students shall work towards when we don't know what is in store for them with respect to the jobs or with respect to the new roles in future.
Very important question and interesting, I would say, because right now is the era where we know certain things which are happening. We know certain technologies. From morning we are listening about the areas where we should look after and all. And there are lots of things to unlearn as well, because the old things are getting obsolete, etc. And in future, what kind of jobs will come, that I think all the panelists have discussed in length. So what kind of jobs can come, that is an idea everyone is having right now. But still, there is a lot of space where the new kind of jobs will come in future, which we are not aware as of now, which are not yet invented. So the main focus what we should have at this time, basically, to thrive in the future industry. So in past, if we have seen at the time of 1990s or 2000 when internet came, at that time the people who have absorbed the new skills of internet in starting, they thrived. The same thing is happening now, but this is quite faster as compared to that internet era. That whoever is looking after the new things, new skills, they will be thriving like anything. Now, what skills we need to have? So the major skills, I think, many of us have talked about, the previous panelists has talked about, that ultimately we need to focus on soft skills first of all. The most important part of future is the soft skills. So we need to understand the basics of everything. Now we talk about the basic of STEM learning. STEM means by science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So science, engineering, etc. you all are anyways doing. Mathematics is the left out part which most of us has left in the studying career. So one of the panelists, I think, talked about the emphasis of mathematics in previous session as well. So that is the core, because ultimately all models, etc. are being written with that logic only, that mindset. So the STEM understanding, that is the basic skill we all need to have. With that, we need to have the soft skills or humanity or emotional intelligence I would talk about. That ultimately we need to understand that what AI should do. Because ultimately, as we had talked about earlier as well, that AI doesn't know the logic. They just know the statements, what we have given, the data, what we have ingested into that. And on the basis of that, the machine is giving the output. But ultimately, the decisions needs to be taken by us as humans. So that's where humanity comes as a very important role. Apart from that, there would be critical thinking and problem-solving attitude, what we need to have. Ultimately, we need to learn those. So we all are basically running behind the certifications, behind the any degrees, etc. So those are important, but at the same time, we need to focus more into the ethical reasoning, your emotional intelligence, your soft skills, your critical thinking, I think these are the best skills, and this is the best time and high time to learn about these all skills so that we are future ready. Because at this time, if we are not learning those things, ultimately we will be many years behind after a few years, I would say. So in my view, these are the important skills we all should imbibe. And with that, there would be certain percentage of technology, learning and all as well. But major portion is these all areas, what I think.
Thank you, Rajat. Anybody would like to add?
So one thumb rule which I follow for myself and that has helped me create this bootstrap company from scratch is the power of why. So what we don't know, we don't
Perfect.
know. But if you start asking why, then how, the life changes. We are never worried about how. We have GPT, it will get resolved in 2 days, 10 days, 20 days, but it will be done. I'm not worried about how. But why I need to do it. If you start asking why, you start understanding why business wants it, why people are paying you to have it built, how it will be used. So never underestimate the power of why. Keep asking, ये करना क्यों है? ये attend क्यों करना है? ये सीखना क्यों है? ये बनाना क्यों है? And that why will take you to places which you can't even imagine.
Yeah. Thank you. I think in my list of skills, I have also put curiosity at the first place. So curiosity in you shall never fade down. So curiosity, fearlessness, integrity and attitude. I feel these are the 4 skills which can help you stay afloat in the different roles and the different situations. So with that, I will like to thank you panelists